Hi guys, Keys to the Keys here with Javis McIntosh once again. Today we're going to look at tritones from scratch. Scratch. The most basic things that we know that we can learn about tritones. Alright, let's get to the chase. Cut to the chase. Now, tritones were thought in medieval times to be demonic because some reason or the other. Boy, I really can't bother to get into the whole details right now, probably later. But the point is, a tritone, as the name suggests, tri means three. So you want to have two notes that are three tones apart. For example, let's call this the root, or whatever note, just choose a note. So we choose C. Three tones above that would be 1, 2, 3. So this would be a tritone, right? Cool. Now, how it is originally or traditionally used in gospel music is by just choosing a major chord. For example, let's use C, and then you use the flat 7, the flatted 7th, and the 3rd. So that would be this, right? From the C major chord. So that's what you use. And then you just, that's originally, for example, this little man of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. So when you move to the F chord, then you use the 3rd and the flat 7th of F. Whatever the case is. So that's traditional stuff. Now I'm really here to show you some contemporary stuff. Alright? Now how we use it in the contemporary gospel realm is first and foremost by using, if you want to get technical, you can use a theoretical method to find it out. You can use the 2 and the sharp 5, right, in this order chord that you want to play. So, right? So for C, the C major chord, you use it like that. Right? Now, if you want to find it an easier way, play the major chord first, then do the second inversion, which would be, this would be the first inversion, and the second inversion would be this. So you do the second inversion, then the first note in the tritone, you want to really play the tritone in your left hand. So the first note would be a semitone up from the bottom note, which would be the 5. So semitone up from here would be right this, and you want to go a tone up or a tone below the next two notes, right? A tone up from the middle note. So tone right in between those two top notes right there. You take that out now and put that in your left hand, right? So you play the second inversion over here with that, right? So that's how we do it in our modern gospel. One more thing though before we go, we're just taking it step by step. So that's the first introduction to the tritones, right? Or the introduction to the tritones. Cool. So this is it, and then you'd actually go to the chord that you're actually playing. You're playing C, right? Many people ask how you use the tritone. It's actually just a passing chord to go to a chord, the chord you really want to go to. Let me explain that. So let's say you really want to go to C, right? So you were at F, right? And you just want to go to C. Before just going to a regular C, before just doing that, you can do the tritone for C. Let's play it up here. So you do F, then instead of just doing C, you do F, then the tritone for C, then C, and then you would, oftentimes this is how we play it. Most of the time this is how we play the C or the chord that you're going to. And remember, the tritones are normally used with major chords normally. Later on we'll find out some other ways we can use it, but for now you play the tritone of the chord, then you play this. What is this? In the left hand we have the chord that we want to go to, which is actually the C, but we have it in the major 7th form, right? Second inversion. Look at it, C, E, G, and then the 7th, major 7th. So we have it like that. So it's G, B, C, E, and then we actually have the 5 of this chord. What's the 5 of C? G. Cool. That's what we have in the right hand. So we're going to play the G in the right hand, but we are going to kind of just use this middle note here, which will be the 9th of this chord. I'll just call it the 6th, whatever you want to call it. We really want these 2 notes out of the 5 chords, so throw this note away and just do a grace note from this to those. So it's, so you do, right? Thank God for this pretty lighted keyboard. Anyway, that's the introduction to the tritones. We'll look more at it later on. Alright guys, God bless.